What Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes players are saying about Iowa State. There's a quiet storm brewing in Boulder, Colorado. As autumn leaves fall around Folsom Field, anticipation grows for a high-stakes Big 12 showdown that feels much bigger than just another regular season game. On Saturday, the 2-4 Colorado Buffaloes, led by the ever-charismatic and relentlessly driven head coach Deion Coach Prime Sanders, will clash with the number 22 Iowa State Cyclones, a team as talented as it is wounded. Both squads enter this matchup nursing bruises, both physical and psychological, but each understands that this contest could redefine the trajectory of their seasons. For Iowa State, it's about proving resilience after their first stumble of the season. For Colorado, it's about reclaiming the pride and promise that once electrified their locker room earlier this fall. The Iowa State Cyclones opened the season with fire, heart, and precision, rattling off 5 straight victories and storming into the AP Top 25 rankings. Matt Campbell, the program's architect since 2016, has built a culture grounded in discipline and toughness, traits that have kept Iowa State competitive in one of college football's most unpredictable conferences. But last weekend, their unbeaten run came to a halt. A hard-fought 38-30 loss to the Cincinnati Bearcats not only cost them momentum but exposed vulnerabilities on both sides of the ball. The Cyclones' defense, usually a hallmark of Campbell's teams, faltered in crucial third-down moments, while offensive miscues at key junctures turned what could have been a statement win into a painful lesson. Still, the Cyclones remain ranked number 22, a testament to their early dominance and overall consistency. Yet, like Colorado, they've been struck by the injury bug. Several starters have been sidelined over the past few weeks, testing the depth and adaptability of a roster once seen as one of the most stable in the Big 12. Campbell, now just 1 win shy of his 70th as Iowa State's head coach, faces a familiar challenge, rallying his team amid adversity. And this week, he'll be doing so against a Colorado squad eager to prove that its struggles are temporary and its heart still beats strong. If there's one thing Deion Sanders doesn't lack, it's perspective. During his Tuesday press conference, Coach Prime's opening words weren't about himself, his players, or his critics, but about Matt Campbell. His praise was genuine, layered with admiration and competitive respect. Coach Campbell at ISU since 2016, the guy is good, man, Sanders began, his tone carrying both respect and challenge. 7 winning seasons in his 9 with the Cyclones. Good coach, born leader, defensive lineman, got that dog in him. 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, now that is admirable. God bless his 4 wonderful children as well. A lot of respect. Well-coached team, physical team, disciplined team. Look forward to the matchup. Those words, humble yet confident, set the tone for a week of preparation in Boulder. Sanders knows his Buffaloes are better than their record suggests. The 2-4 mark doesn't tell the story of a team that's been in nearly every game deep into the fourth quarter, often undone by late-game collapses and self-inflicted wounds rather than outright domination by opponents. They're good, man, Sanders continued about the Cyclones. They've been good for a long time. They are consistent. There are some blemishes that we can take advantage of, and I am pretty sure they are seeing the same thing. But I feel like it is going to be a good contest. What we are working on right now, we have been getting out to strong starts and relinquishing those leads. That is not going to happen prayerfully this week. For Sanders, prayerfully isn't just a filler word. It's the core of his leadership, faith and fire intertwined. The Buffalo's 2025 campaign has been defined by inconsistency. Some weeks, their offense bursts out of the gate like a track sprinter, dazzling with explosive plays and confident execution. Other weeks, the team sputters, unable to sustain drives or capitalize on momentum. What's remained constant, however, is the effort, and Sanders' unrelenting belief that this team's best football lies ahead. Last weekend's narrow loss to TCU provided glimpses of what Colorado could become. Running back Dallin Hayden delivered one of his best performances since transferring to Boulder, showcasing power, patience, and agility that forced the Horned Frogs' defense into constant adjustment. But even as Hayden found his rhythm, the team as a whole faltered when it mattered most. Now, the sophomore running back is focused on turning those flashes into a full game's worth of dominance. We're trying to change some habits that we might see in practice because, like Coach always says, they show up in the game, Hayden said earlier this week. We're right there, we just gotta finish. It's a simple but powerful statement. One that captures the essence of where the Buffaloes stand right now. They aren't broken, they're unfinished. If the Buffaloes are going to have any shot at slowing down Iowa State, their defense will need to step up in a way it hasn't consistently done this season. And no player embodies that mission more than defensive end Keaton Wade. Wade, a relentless pass rusher with a high football IQ, knows the Cyclones' offensive tendencies well. I've seen a lot of gap scheme, they're a zone run team, Wade said. They play a lot of 12 personnel, so we got to get ready to stop the run. For sure. But that's what we asked for as defensive players, to stop the run so we can get after the passer. Stopping the run will be critical, especially against a Cyclones offense that thrives on balance. Quarterback Rocco Becht has emerged as a poised, accurate passer capable of reading defenses quickly. Meanwhile, running backs Carson Hansen and Abu Sama III form a dynamic backfield duo, blending speed and vision to exploit even the smallest defensive lapses. If Colorado can contain the ground game, it might force Becht into uncomfortable down and distance situations, opportunities that Wade and the defensive line can capitalize on. But that's easier said than done against a team as well-coached and balanced as Iowa State. For Deion Sanders, this game is more than a chance to notch another win. It's a test of belief in himself, in his players, and in the culture he's been building since the day he set foot in Boulder. Every week, Sanders faces the dual challenge of coaching football and reshaping perception. He's the face of a movement that's pushed Colorado back into national relevance. Yet, with fame and scrutiny come expectations. Every play is analyzed, every timeout questioned, every quote magnified. Still, Sanders remains unshaken, his voice steady with conviction even amid the chaos of a rebuilding season. He knows his young team is learning. He knows that discipline takes time, and resilience is forged only through adversity. And most importantly, he knows that when you're building something that matters, something lasting, there will be moments of frustration before triumph. This is about finishing, Sanders said earlier this week. We've been in those games. We've led those games. Now it's about closing. It's about being who we say we are in the fourth quarter. That sentiment echoes through the locker room, across the practice field, and into the hearts of a fan base that has seen both extremes of college football glory and heartbreak. Saturday's contest isn't just another date on the calendar. For Colorado, it represents a mirror, a reflection of their growth, their grit, and their capacity to respond. Every tackle, every catch, every second of clock management will carry the weight of lessons learned from weeks past. Iowa State enters with the higher ranking, the more consistent season, and arguably the better record. But Colorado enters with hunger, the kind that can't be charted on paper, the kind that comes from a locker room tired of almost. For the Buffs, a win on Saturday could reignite the belief that their turnaround isn't a fantasy. For Iowa State, a victory would reaffirm their resilience and keep their Big 12 title hopes alive. Either way, something will give under the bright Colorado sun. At its heart, this matchup is also a clash of philosophies. Matt Campbell's methodical, defense-first system against Deion Sanders' passion-fueled, player-centric approach. Campbell's teams win by controlling tempo, minimizing mistakes, and wearing opponents down. Sanders' teams thrive on emotion, swagger, and explosive playmaking. Both styles have merit, but only one will prevail when the final whistle blows. And while Sanders has never been shy about his confidence, There's an undercurrent of humility in how he speaks about this week's challenge. He understands that to beat a team like Iowa State, his players must match discipline with intensity. They must not just believe, they must execute. As kickoff nears, 1:35 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN, the energy around Folsom Field continues to build. The stands will be filled with fans who still believe that this Colorado team has something special left to show. There's no denying the stakes. A win would move the Buffaloes to 3-4 and breathe life back into their bowl aspirations. A loss would deepen the frustration of a season defined by narrow margins. But regardless of outcome, there's something undeniably captivating about watching Coach Prime's Buffaloes take the field. They play with personality, heart, and a sense of purpose that transcends the scoreboard. As Deion Sanders often says, "We ain't hard to love, we're just hard to beat." On Saturday, we'll see if that holds true against one of the Big 12's most resilient programs.